Stan Jabalisco here. A little idea that I'd like to run by you, as long as we are on the subject of alternative energy. I got some comments on one of the alternative energy videos I made about tribal wind and solar power. But I'd like to, and one of the comments has actually prompted me to make this video, and that comment had to do with wind and solar may be practical on a small scale, for example, in residential homes, not so much on a large scale like for entire states or the whole country. Well, that brought back to me a plan that I had, and it's kind of an interactive, well, it's not exactly interactive. I guess it would be called a oh my, what should I call this? A hybrid, some sort of a hybrid. A hybrid. Now I'm going to explain what these various abbreviations mean now. SP means solar panel. WT means wind turbine. Now these are residential level solar panels and wind turbines, and they make some very interesting wind turbines. This is a plan I've actually thought about for the Long Wave Ranch. The Long Wave Ranch near Cody, Wyoming. Actually, it's 2.25 acres with an old single wide on it. But that single wide is kind of a nice place. It's I mean, you know, fixed up pretty good. It looks kind of like a house, and I've thought about moving out there because there's an awful lot of sunshine out there near Cody, Wyoming, and an awful lot of wind. And one or the other of them is blowing almost all the time. But anyway, you'd have a standalone system. This is the C stands for combiner. But actually, you'd have a hybrid solar and wind system. A standalone system, not an interactive system, but a standalone system with batteries and everything. And they would power the essentials in my house all the time. And what are those essentials? Well, a wood pellet stove, the gas furnace, the electronics for the gas furnace, the fan for the gas furnace, some of the lights, or perhaps all of the lights in the house, and I would purchase LED lights for all of the lights in the house, my ham radio, and my computers, and that would pretty much cover it. Those are the essentials, so that even if there were an extended power failure, I would have those essentials. Possibly a very small refrigerator, but only very, very small. Then the utility, I would also take advantage of the electric utility company for my non-essentials. Now by non-essentials, I mean things you don't actually need to survive. And those things would include, well, the essentials, if there were a well and a well pump, it would include that. But actually I'm on city or northwest rural water, which is piped in, so that wouldn't matter there. If I did decide to install a well, though, I would need to use the well pump as part of the essentials. Utility, non-essentials. Now that would include things like the range, the oven, unless they were, I believe they're gas, though. I believe those are gas appliances. The big refrigerator, other things in the house like television, if I had a television, which I probably would not have, and various other sundry items that are not necessary. I can't think of them right now. I don't use hair dryers, and I don't use electric razors. And my main problem, and you always have to know exactly what it is you really need and what the lifestyle would actually be like. One of the things that's extremely important to me is staying warm, because I am what I would like to call a thermal wuss. Well, then you say, why the heck are you living up in South Dakota? Why the heck you want to live in a place like Wyoming if you're a thermal wuss? I mean, like go to Hawaii. Well, there's something to be said for that. Now that you bring it up after an 8-month winter. Now that I bring it up, thinking you're thinking it, so I'm thinking that you're thinking that I'm going to think this about. But here's the deal. These two things are actually working in the same house at the same time, the utility and my alternative energy supply. But they are not connected. They are not connected. There is no net metering worries, no worries about whether the state, like one particular state anyway, will try to charge me for installing these things. If they tried that in Wyoming or someplace, well, shucks. This brings up a whole nother issue. About where is the country going when the companies have the power to charge you for what you do on your own property? I mean, even the government, there's issues about that, with the government coming on and telling you what to do with your own property. To some extent they can, like the EPA, but when the electric company, are they going to tell me what I can do independently of them? Oh, let them go ahead and try that. I'm going to leave comments open in this video, by the way, so if you want to have at me, go right ahead. Let's have a lively discussion about this. But this is a plan I've actually thought up. The problem is it's not cheap. It is not cheap. And one of the reasons that I like to do this stuff is simply because I am a techno nerd and I like to fool around with cool stuff. Who knows what may someday come of this? And should I decide to go out somewhere in the real boondocks where there is no utility, like a couple of places in Montana that I've looked at maybe moving to if I really get a wild frame of mind in my old age. If I really want to get away from it, then I would need this arrangement right here just to survive. But the neat thing is that when all was said and done, TriteScan goes beep beep. At the end of the day, TriteScan screams at me. When everything has been put together and decided upon, I can shut it all off and use my ham radio with batteries only and a direct conversion receiver and listen to things that you would never hear in all the noise of civilization, the electrical noise, the acoustic noise, and, dare I say it, the YouTube noise. So have at me here. What do you think of this? What do you think of a plan like this? I mean, do you think that the state's going to come along and try to tell me I can't buy solar panels without paying the utility company a tribute? They've already tried it in one state, I think. Stan Gibilisco, signing off for now. Until next time, so long.